The government has released a list of locations likely to witness heavy rainfall that could lead to floods in the coming days. The National Flood Early Warning System Center at the Federal Ministry of Environment has issued flood alerts to 22 states and 96 towns and communities. The states include Adamawa, Abia, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Borno State, Nasarawa State, the FCT, Jigawa, Kano, and Kebbi states, among others. Let's bring in Bashir Idris Garga, who is the Director, North Central at the National Emergency Management Agency. Good to see you, and thanks for your time. Well, the rains, as some will say, are not here yet as we would want to see them, but we've started experiencing flooding in some communities. Let us in on this flood alert that has been given by NEMA.
Well, anyway, NEMA does not give the flooding alert. We receive the flood outlook from NISA, which is the body saddled with the responsibility to make such forecasts in conjunction with NIMET. Definitely speaking, we are anticipating above normal rainfall.
Yeah.
It has already started, and that is why you see incessant rain all over the place.
So this is, let's dig in deep. When you say there's flood alert, there's flood warning, whether from NIMET or the other agency, but the thing here, the real deal is that there is some kind of warning. And this is not the first time Nigerians have been gifted such a warning. Still, we find ourselves battling flooding. What are those things people in these states and communities should be looking out for, looking to do to ensure that such disaster are actually mitigated?
You need a lot of passion for disaster management. For example, if you look at my principal, the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, deployed directors. They went around this country to sensitize governments, state governments, communities on this impending flood. That is to say, people should always be in a state of readiness, having been warned. So the early warning has been already activated, and people are kept abreast of this impending danger from flooding. When you look at the experiences we had in 2012, 2018, at least we should have learned our lessons. Yeah. So I think the onus lies on the state governments and the local government authorities to take this matter seriously.
So how seriously should we take it? You're also bringing it back to the states. We're yet to touch on what this is about. Warning, still disaster. How can we change the narrative in 2024? Now there's another warning. What are we likely to do differently so that we don't get to experience what we've always experienced, disasters?
NEMA has taken a very good proactive step. If you look at it, we have set in mitigation strategies. Aside from mitigation strategies, which involves advocacy, like I have said before, sensitization. And if I can just give you an example,
Go ahead.
Today in the FCT, we brought issues of wrongful disposal of waste materials together with the flood advocacy and the need for people to put in mitigation strategies in place. After putting in such mitigation strategies in place, you are now compelled to have response strategies to accompany them. A typical example at the national level, the National Emergency Management Agency has activated the National EOC, Emergency Operations Center, which is now monitoring storms, the quantum of rainfall being experienced, and therefore send in early warning to communities along riparian settings. And on the part of some of the state governments, they have come very, very seriously. For example, the Niger state government has acquired and stockpiled foodstuff. They have even identified higher grounds in case this flood wreaks serious havoc. They are going to move the people to safer grounds. And in Kwara State, for example, which is within the north central zone that I oversee, there is an agency of government that is now saddled with the responsibility and is implementing dredging of rivers in communities contiguous to water lines to make sure they remain in at least a safe environment.
What kind of cooperation are you getting from states?
I know they have bought in the idea. They've bought in the idea. Most of the states have NEMA set up, SEMAS, State Emergency Management Agencies, set up by law and backed. They are fully cooperating because they know the dangers inherent in flood disasters and emergencies.
Bashir Idris Garga, a delight speaking with you here on News 9.
It's a pleasure.